Hello, everybody. My name is Anjali, and I hope you all are doing well in your life. I hope you all are doing great in your life. So, today I'm very happy because before I was creating a video and I came across with a great content, and I thought, like, I just need to create a video over this topic. And this video is going to help you to get out of your comfort zone and try to talk to people, try to approach them. Because here I'm going to tell you the story. For the very first time, I had a conversation with my mamu in English. Yeah, I'm talking about in English. So I had a conversation with him in English. And also, I'm going to tell you, after some time, I had another conversation with him in English, and I'm just going to tell you the great difference when I had a conversation with him earlier and when I had a conversation with him after some time. It was a huge difference, and this is going to be a motivational video also because here I'm just representing the story as it is. Here I'm not adding anything imaginary. I'm just expressing the whole story as it is. So in order to get the idea how this language gonna work, you need to understand, okay, because this is a language, it's not a syllabus, it's a language, and you're going to learn this language by time and also by putting a lot of efforts. So without wasting any further time of yours, let's get into this video. So one day I went to my nanny's house. It was a flying visit. I went there for 1 and 2 hours. I went there, and suddenly my mamu came and he got to know that Anjali is learning speaking English. So he got to know that, and he came to me and he said, Anjali, I heard it that you're learning speaking English, so can you introduce yourself? I was too confident. I said to him, yeah mamu, I'm quite comfortable introducing myself to you. Though it was the very first time I was approaching a person face to face. Earlier, I didn't have any kind of conversation with people when I was approaching him face to face. And I introduced myself. He said to me to introduce myself, and I was introducing myself. Along with that, I was finding a lot of difficulties. I was hesitating. I was too nervous. I cannot express. It's a beggar description when it comes to talk about my nervousness because it was the very first time I was introducing myself to another person. I was too nervous, I was fumbling, and I was using so many filler words. And so I was using all these things. I was using a lot of filler words, and I ended up introducing myself, but not well. I didn't introduce myself well, though I have practiced my introduction several times. But when it comes to talk to people, when it comes to approach him, when the another person is sitting in front of me face to face, I found a lot of difficulties to introduce myself. And my mamu, he got to know that, and he told me, Anjali, I know that what kind of problem you're facing right now. For the very first time you are approaching a person, for the very first time you are talking to a person face to face, that is why you're facing this problem. And after introducing myself, I was feeling very low confidence, and the way I was coming back to my home, I was thinking about, oh my god, it's been a long time I have been learning this language, and this is what I was preparing for. This is what I was looking for, that when it comes to introduce myself, and I'm going to find that much difficulties that I'm not going to introduce myself well. And then I came to my room. I started questioning to my own self. I telling Anjali, what are you doing? Quite long you have been learning speaking English, and right now you are not comfortable to talk to people. But I also came across with one fact. That was when my mom said, Anjali, introduce yourself, I was too confident. Back then I wasn't. When at that time when I was learning this language, and earlier when I wasn't learning this language, I wasn't that much confident. When people used to tell me, introduce myself, and when people used to talk to me in English, I used to hide myself. I used to hide that, oh my god, I don't, yeah, I don't want to approach them, I don't want to face them. So that was the reason. And I was sitting on this bed, I was thinking, and I realized it, that the way today I said to my mamu that you can ask anything to me, I'm ready to answer it. That was my confidence that came from practice. Though it was the very first time I was approaching a man face to face, that's why I was finding that much difficulties. That is the reason is not that you are feeling anxious, you are feeling nervous. This is not the reason is that you are in your comfort zone. And when you try to get rid out of their comfort zone, then it's going to work for you. Then you are going to understand, okay, right now I am doing well. Okay, so that was the reason. When I understood, I felt like right now I was confident when I was having a conversation with him. Though I didn't introduce myself well, though I didn't have a good conversation with him, I didn't talk to him well in English, but I approached him. That is the most important thing. I talked to him in English. That was the most important thing. So this is how you should be your approach, like this, that it's not everybody gets nervous, everybody gets hesitate when it comes to speak in English, but everybody is not going to get that kind of confidence in their initial stage. It will come by doing practice. I just want to talk about the another conversation that happened with him 1 month ago. Still, only 1 month ago. Today is 30, and I had the conversation with him 1 month ago on the date of 30th March. I had that conversation with him, and it was incredible. It was fabulous. Why? Because the way he was asking to me the question, what happened? Yeah, I just want to tell you. I was sitting a little far from him, and my brother, he's sitting next to him. And yeah, and my mamu, he's asked few questions to him, and I was not capable to hear him carefully. So I said to my brother, Bhaiya, can you please go there? I just want to have a conversation with him. I made my brother to go somewhere. Yeah, I made my brother to go somewhere else, and I just want to sit and I just want to have a face to face conversation with him. I was that much confident. And whatever question he asked to me, I was too confident to answer them. I wasn't hesitating. I was just answering them with my full capacity. I was just answering them having that confidence that I can speak anything in English. If the same thing I can speak in a Hindi, I can also speak the same thing in English. That was my intention. That was my mindset. That was my mentality. That I can answer anything. I can speak anything in English. When I can speak something in Hindi, I can also speak the same thing in English. So that was the, and he was totally surprised the way I was talking. He was totally surprised, and he said, Anjali, it's a it's a sea change. The way you are talking to me, it seems like that you have done a lot of practice, you have done a lot of hard work, and right now the way you are talking to me, it's fabulous, it's incredible. And I was just enjoying that conversation. I was just enjoying communicating with him. So this is the thing. And what if I didn't have the first conversation with him? I wouldn't have tried to improve this language. Absolutely. Because when I had a first conversation with him, I got to know that these are the things where I'm lagging. So the same thing you need to do. Always talk to people. If you're going to have if you're going to have a conversation with them, you will also understand that where you are lagging, where you are finding difficulties, where you are finding difficulties to approach people. And first, you once you start having conversation, trust me, after some time you won't find any kind of difficulties to talk to people. So don't waste any further time of yours. Make just approach and have a just talk to people. Okay, so I hope you found this story very inspiring, because that is very inspiring story for my life. I wasn't that kind of person who talked to people in English. Even I find a lot of difficulties because I am an introvert. I find a lot of difficulties to talk to people in Hindi, but Hindi is my mother tongue. Yeah, maybe, but English is not my mother tongue. So I was not finding any kind of difficulties talking to him in English. I was too confident because of my practice. And the same thing, you need to make it. You need to speak this language, you need to make sure it that you are going to do practice. Nothing can change you. Nothing. And your approach, what is going to happen? What more is going to happen? Maybe they are going to mock at you, they are going to laugh at you, and they are going to talk behind your back. Maybe when I had a first conversation with my mamu, yeah, he was telling to his family members, suppose he was supposed to telling his family members that she is just wasting her time. Why is she learning this language? Maybe he was, I'm not telling that intentionally he was telling this, but maybe he was telling this thing to his family members, that she is just wasting her time, she is not improving at all. And after some time, I had another conversation with him. He was totally surprised the way I was talking to him, the way I was showing my confidence. I was showing my confidence, and the way I was having that mindset that I can answer anything, I can speak anything in English. So the same approach you need to make it in order to improve your English. Yeah, just make a conversation. Why are you finding difficulties? And today's task, here is one task that I just want to give it to you. Just try to make a conversation with people face to face. First conversation, you need to make it. And after making that conversation, whatever you have learned from that conversation, you just need to work over it. First, rectify where you are making mistakes, and then start trying to solve those problems. And this is how you're going to improve this language. I hope you found this video very informative. I hope my story inspired you. If it did, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any update. And this is it for today. Thank you so much for looking into this video. Radhe Radhe to you all, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Till then, keep watching, keep improving, and keep inspiring yourself, getting that kind of content that is going to make you to talk to people. So this is it for today.